hello.
Hey.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey, you blew for that one. You blew for that.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Lovely people, and welcome to episode 26 of Wine After 9 podcast. We are bringing you your group chat personified.
Yes.
I am Rashida.
And I'm Dionté.
And yes, here we are for another week of Wine After 9 podcast.
Yes.
Dionté, my lovely co-host.
Yes.
How are you feeling today?
I'm all right. I'm actually in a good mood today. Well, I've been stressed the entire week, but I'm in a good mood today. I always get in a good mood when we're recording. But how are you, love?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just getting my life together.
I hear that,
Mum. Going away soon, which is very exciting.
Ooh.
So yeah, just basically been getting ready for that, really.
Yeah, I hear that. Listen,
doing all my beauty maintenance, which I really enjoy, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like holiday prep, but I actually really like it.
Nah, I prefer sometimes I prefer it more than the holiday. Yeah. Depending on the holiday. But yeah.
Like I prefer
I love it.
I quite like the rushing around. Like, I've got to go to the nail shop. I've got to do my hair. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I actually I even schedule things closer. So I've scheduled my nails for the day before, my lashes, everything's on the same day because I want to run around and be like.
Oh,
so then when I get to the airport, it's like,
I'm like that, but I'm the type to rush and be last minute, but I hate rushing and being last minute.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Do you get what I mean? So I love the prep stuff because I know I'm doing things that make me feel nice. So lashes, nails, and I always do it right before so that it could be proper fresh. Do you get what I mean? The later it is, the more fresh it will be on holiday.
Yeah.
But that feeling of running around, I can't, it stresses me out and I get mad irritated. And when people talk to me, I snap at them. It's just too much. But then I go into it every single time. I always tell myself, okay, prepare. And it just never bangs.
Never does, yeah. It's just always it always ends up being like that. But I think I book it like that as well because I like everything to be fresh.
Yes.
So I was I have to do my lashes literally the day before. My nail, it has to be fresh. When you can still smell the nail paint kind of smell. It literally needs to be that acrylic fresh.
Smell.
Yeah.
The fumes in the air.
Love it. So yeah, I'm basically preparing for that really. Mm-hmm. But the question is, what are we drinking today?
Well, we are having our good old Asti, okay? We will soon switch it up, guys. Right now, this is just nice, our favourite. I've got mine with a bit of orange juice in it.
I need to try it with orange juice.
It's not bad. I feel the bitter Prosecco's taste better with orange juice.
Yeah, because I feel Asti's a bit sweet.
Yeah, it doesn't need it, but it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all.
And the thing is, we're going to bang Asti more because now the weather's getting warmer. Guys, the sun is out. One thing I have to say is my mood has been up since the sun's been out.
Really?
Yeah, my mood's been up.
It's definitely getting better.
There's a bit of a chill, but just waking up and the room is bright, it actually really makes you think,
it's so nice. Or you're not leaving work and it's dark.
Exactly.
It's true. I've started to notice that it's getting me gas. You still feel like you have your whole day ahead of you. Because me, winter times, I'm the type of person if I'm out once and I go back into my yard, I'm not coming out again.
No choice.
So if I go to work and someone tries to invite me out after work, I'm not going when it's the winter. I'm not doing it because I feel once I leave work, my day is ended. It's just now relaxing time. I can't. No, but summer is a different story.
Yeah.
That one, I'll probably be outside.
Yeah, I want to be outside this summer, I'm not going to lie.
Me too.
I want this to be the best summer of my life. But I feel it's going to be a good summer because there's so many things happening.
There's
so many concerts, there's so much activities. And I want to try and go to everything this summer.
Me too.
I want to just be outside.
So do I, yeah. I just
want to have fun. I want to go to shows. I just want to have a good time.
So do I, man. It's not every day be cooped up in the yard.
Yeah, and I just think last summer didn't bang. So I really want this summer to bang. I wanted to do all festivals, concerts. There's just too many concerts. I saw Mavado has a concert up there. I was
I'm buying tickets.
I need to. We need to see Mavado.
Hello, I have
Vanessa
to
Bling's
go.
Gonna be there.
I have to go.
Have to see Vanessa Bling,
mate. And all I've been seeing on TikTok is that same advert. Oh, no, you give it all to me. Mavado coming to O2. Okay. No, but it's good though because someone like me.
You blew. That was spot on.
It's perfect for people like me though who are very forgetful.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy it. And I'll forget, and then it'll pop up again. I'm like, oh yeah.
No, I need to see what
I need that one. I need to go to. I don't care.
100%. I'm not gonna lie.
Everything else, I want to go to that. I want to go to the Millennium Tour. But like apparently they're beefing, so I'm scared to buy tickets.
Who's beefing?
Apparently Bow Wow and Omarion and that, and they're the headliners.
Oh, for goodness sake, here we go. When is that?
I
didn't even know that tour was. I thought when you said Millennium for a second, I thought of the 50 Cent.
No. That is, I still can't get over how random that lineup is.
So
and it's not even a festival, it's literally like they came together and was like, let's do a tour.
Are they gonna get on stage at the same time? I'm so confused. Like, because you know when people do joint tours, they'll come out and like perform the song they have together. What are they gonna do? Like, we're gonna go from do too many men.
Literally.
Wish there for Barbie.
Girl, I can't be without you, babe. It's just three completely different vibes.
It's really random.
But you know what it is? I've actually clocked, yeah. I think the music industry is going downhill and downhill fast. Definitely. And the best way for musicians to make a lot of money is through concerts. 100%. So that's why there's bare of them this year coming to London doing concerts and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Because they were not doing concerts like this much. No. Do you get what I mean? There's never been like bare concerts back to back like this before in a while.
There hasn't. So, it's a bit mad. It's a bit random.
It's random. So I feel like they came together because it was like, look, we can make good money. Yeah. You have a following. You have a following. You have a following. Like, if we all come together, we can sell out. Like, I think it's more of like, we need to get this money type thing.
100%.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. But speaking of music, we cannot go on without talking about Angie Stone, man.
Mate, that one shocked me. I can't lie.
Not gonna lie, that one shocked me.
Yeah, that was shocked. And the fact that she died in a car crash as well, like, she didn't even have like a pleasant death like people her age do, where it's just like, oh, she passed away in her sleep, or she may have had like a long-term illness and she was surrounded by family. Like, it had to be so tragic. Oh my gosh. But she brought a lot to the music industry, man.
Yeah, she's a legend.
She's
one of the
legend.
Greats. Yeah.
Literally one of the greats. Do you remember her fighting Temptations?
Do you know what? I had forgotten about that until
that's one of my favourite
posting
films.
Clips on TikTok, and I was like, oh my gosh.
One of my favourite movies. I swear, I loved her in it. I
watched that film in
May. I loved that film, you know. And that soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack.
Even I had family members, who didn't even believe in Gondo. Like, I can't lie, this tune bags.
That film was lit.
It was lit. I don't care what people say. That's one of my favourite films.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
You will love it.
Because I couldn't even tell you like the plot now. That's how long it's been since I watched it.
Bro!
I couldn't even tell you what the plot was.
You need to watch it.
All I remember is the song at the end with Beyonce. That's the only thing I remember.
That was one of the best.
And that's like the best song. Oh man. Yeah, I forgot Angie Stone was in it. Mm-hmm. Literally, I forgot that she was in it. And do you know, I only found out maybe like 3 or 4 years ago that she's got a child with D'Angelo. I didn't even know.
That's insane.
I genuinely did not know.
But then the thing is, like, I think it's because as well, like, because I'm the youngest, I knew about all of this stuff because I had older siblings and like older cousins.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, if I didn't have them, I wouldn't have known. I
legit didn't know. I was like, wrong. I didn't know.
Yeah, man. It's so, you would never put them together. Like, when you think about it, you'll never think like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. It was a proper big thing.
I hope he's alright, man. Even her son, like, that's not. It was just really sudden.
Yeah.
And it's always mad when like one of like the legends goes, because it's like, what's that thing someone tweeted once? There was a time when somebody died or something happened and somebody was like, there's people dying that have never died before. Like, you know when people die that you would never expect. Obviously, we all know that people are going to die, but there's some celebrities or some people that you just don't ever think they're
like
die.
If Beyonce died.
Yeah.
Like, things like that. Yeah, I get what you mean. And apparently, there's been some conspiracy because like moments before she died, she came out how she was suing Universal for her publishing.
I saw that there was like a whole thing that she went through.
She was saying how she's going to go through with the lawsuit, all of this, and then days later, she dies in a car crash.
That's a bit mad, I'm not going to lie. That's mad.
That is so mad. You know? And the thing is, I wouldn't even be shocked I really wouldn't be shocked if they were behind it, honestly, because the stuff that comes out about this music industry right now, it's a
too
lot.
much. Yeah, it's scary.
It's a lot, and it's scary. Like, I wouldn't be shocked at all. The amount of people who mysteriously die, like even the Whitney Houston death, low-key, even till this day, is a bit booky to me.
Hey, but do you know what? That's one thing that I've never really had a conspiracy on, you know?
Really?
I've never really thought of it as like I've never had a conspiracy about that. A lot of people do it. Every time I have this conversation with people, they're like, Rashida, come on. Like, but I've genuinely never had a conspiracy about Whitney Houston's death. I get where people get the, like, okay, maybe this happened, but I just think she just died. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've never thought so strongly the way people feel.
And even her daughter dying the exact same way.
See, that's where it got a bit mad for me, I can't lie.
Like,
that's where it got a bit scary.
The exact
and
same
then
way.
Guy she was with, what's his name? Nick Gordon as well.
Yeah, because they accused him.
Yeah, then he dies.
And then he dies.
Yeah, that situation is mad.
I don't know. Even the fact that, like, she was dead upstairs, but they knew that she was dead upstairs. And instead of calling the ambulance, they just continued partying. Like, things like that. Like, mad, why would you do that instead of calling the police or the ambulance if you knew that she was dead upstairs? And then Clive Davis tried to say, like, oh, Whitney wouldn't have wanted me to cancel the party. Like, there's just certain things you can't cancel, and that Grammys party is one of them. She literally made you a multi-millionaire. The least you could have done is, let's move it at least until, like, the next weekend or the next day even.
Wasn't she meant to perform at that party?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't have happened.
He was the first one to know she was dead upstairs and still said, let the party continue, and refused to call any authorities. Why?
Okay, that's a bit...
Do you get what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's true because... I feel like they did it in a way because everyone knew that Whitney Houston suffered with addiction. So if they bring addiction into it, then it's so easy for people to be like, oh, she overdosed.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, that's a
good point. When realize grooming as well, it's not just for younger people.
Mm.
She could have been a thing because there was a time when she didn't do it for a while.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden she died from it. Like it could be a thing where someone's like, oh, what's one gonna hurt?
Yeah,
just do it. It's all right. You've gone this long. And she was like, you know what? You're right.
Think, okay.
Like, they put the bug in her ear to start using again.
And then she's...
Yeah, and then I don't know. This is the part where I actually don't know. Like, whether it was herself who took it and died or they gave her excessive amount. I don't know. That one, but there's something fishy about that one.
Yeah, no, that I hear it. I've just never been so... Like, people feel so strongly about it.
Yeah, I've
never been like, oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, I am.
But I get it. The music industry is wild.
Because now, especially the last few years when things have been coming out, like even like R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, who's the guy with the private island? Epstein, P. Diddy, like some of the stuff that comes out about them, not everyone can be lying. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Not everyone, like, and I wouldn't be shocked as well because the more money you have, the more power you actually have.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So if people like the mafia can go and get people killed, you think these billionaires who have all the money in the world can't? Do you get what I mean? Like, you cannot trick me.
you cannot trick me. No, it's true. It is really mad. But no, R.I.P. to Angie Stone, yes. Man. That's actually, honestly, so sad.
We lost a real one, man.
Yeah, no, we lost a legend. I can see it all. I wish I didn't miss you anymore. That song is so real, man.
Fam.
Real. No, shout out to her, man.
No, honestly, you will be missed extremely. No, honestly,
she will be missed. How old is she? Like 62? Yeah, she was
62,
still young,
63, something like that.
Yeah, she was still young. Yeah, you know, some legends, you need to at least get to like your 80s, and then it's like, okay, cool.
Like, you see how like James Earl Jones, like, they got to a good age where you're like, you know what, okay.
Yeah.
Like, you've lived your life. Like, she still had a lot of life left.
She still had, and it's the fact she came from a show, so she was still active. Like,
yes.
Probably even thinking I've got a show next week, and next minute.
She was on her way to the show.
Yeah, she was on her way in or something like that, yeah.
Because she was supposed to perform that morning. She was already on her way to that show.
So sad, man.
It's so sad, but...
rest in peace to her,
Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace to her. But another thing that I wanted to actually talk to you about, I don't know if you see this, there's been a lot going on social media this week, guys, and we're going to get into all of it, because there's just been a lot. We have a lot to discuss today. But one of the things that I actually wanted to talk to you about was PLT. So I don't know if you saw, for those who haven't seen it yet. So PLT is short for the brand Pretty Little Thing. I'm a very big fan of Pretty Little Thing. Shout out to them. I get most of my stuff. I get majority of my stuff from there. Love it. So they've basically rebranded. So now they like shut down their like app, because obviously I'm going on holiday soon. So I've been on PLT looking for stuff. So one day I just go on the app and it's like not coming out. I was thinking skiing, okay. So they've basically rebranded. So they've like completely. Have you seen the clothes?
Yeah, I've seen like snippets of the clothes.
Literally, guys, like the clothes is like clean girl aesthetic. Like it's a whole. It's like a 180 from what PLT was before. Basically, like it's completely different. Like everyone, PLT was more for like, if you're going out tonight, for example. No, let's say you're going out tomorrow and you're like, oh, I need to get a quick dress. You can go on PLT, find a nice little sexy cut out, nice little dress. They kind of had the little BBL fashion as well. But that has completely switched now. It's literally gone from like, how can I describe it? It's gone from like American Bad B to like Molly May fashion, basically. Like it's a complete 180. And it's basically sparked a discussion about how fashion is changing, things are changing, and like the BBL aesthetic is out completely. Because when you think about it, like it's like slim is in again. It's mad. Like natural bodies are in again. People are like taking out fillers, taking out BBLs. Like it is mad. And the best example I can give, the Kardashians, like they went from like BBL fashion, all of this stuff, all of a sudden to now this clean girl aesthetic. So I wanted to know, like, what do you think about the whole like switch up of fashion and just like everything in general?
Oh my god, I've actually been wanting to talk about this. But in terms of PLT, I actually get both sides. Me personally, I'm like, when I saw the clothes, I was like, thank God. Because it got to a point on PLT where like they weren't even doing like midi dresses anymore. Like everything was just your ass was showing at the bottom. Like everything was out. Like there's certain things like I don't want my body to be out all the time. Do you get what I mean? Like, so when I saw it, the first thing I thought was fucking no, hallelujah. Like I could actually buy stuff for any occasion now.
It was getting a bit tacky as well.
Yeah, like it was getting tacky. Yeah. But the only thing that I somewhat disagree with, obviously, like disclaimer, I haven't looked at the entire website yet, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but I still think though that they shouldn't have just moved from one type of fashion to another. They should just include all fashions for all types of people. Like, especially if you're a big clothing brand, you should cater for everyone. Not everyone wants to be modest. Not everyone wants their whole body being out, but cater to the people who do want to be modest and who do want to show off what they have. Do you get what I mean? Like, but this thing of like, okay, now the people who did like BBL fashion, they can't shop there anymore. And then back then, all the people who were a bit more modest couldn't shop there anymore. Like, this business of leaving people out just to go with the trends, that is what I don't agree with. In terms of fashion, to be fair, fashion is fashion, and it's always been like that. Like, there'll be a trend one day and another trend the next. Do you get what I mean? But one thing I wanted to discuss, it low-key like annoys me a bit that there's no individualism anymore.
Yeah, 100. Like,
I can't, I really don't like the fact that everyone has to jump on the same wagon. And if you're not in that wagon, then you don't know how to dress, or you don't know. Like,
oh, you've hit the nail on the head.
Fam, like this business of like, if you see someone wearing BBL fashion and you're like, oh, she's wearing BBL fashion, that's not even in anymore. Fam, if they want to wear it, let them wear it. Like, it's not hard. Yeah, everyone just do what you want. Like, it's not every girl is a fashion girly. Do you get what I mean? If you're a fashion girly, I kind of understand. Yes, like, know the field you're in. But a lot of regular everyday people don't care. Or a lot of people as well are very insecure about their bodies. So majority of the time they're wearing what they find comfortable versus what is in and what is out.
Yeah.
Things like that. Like, I don't believe people should be shamed or excluded just because they're not going with the times. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the...
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. Especially with like... that everyone has to jump on the trends at the same time. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm like a fashion girly, but I love clothes, I love dressing up, and I think I try to just switch it up depending on how I feel. Like I will have days when I want to dress like that, and then I'll have days when I want to do BBL fashion.
Right.
And I think they should have maybe made it a bit more like everything.
Yeah.
To be fair, it is like the first drop, so they probably will drop more, but I think someone made a really good point on Twitter, and they were basically saying that like a lot of younger girls are now feeling that they have to dress in this clean girl aesthetic.
Yes.
And it's like, it's not them. You're 21. Like, what the hell are you wearing? A blazer and like things to go out to brunch. Like, then, just wear a mini skirt. Like, do you know what I mean?
And what people don't realise, you're telling young girls to dress older, and that's just going to make them more attractive to predators.
Exactly. So yeah, that's a very good
let
point.
people dress their age.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, if a 16-year-old dresses like a 16-year-old, I would hope that it would be a lot tougher for a predator to approach because you have no excuse. Whereas, like, if you see a 16-year-old, they're, like you said, they're wearing blazer, they're doing all of this, it's so easy for a predator to be like, well, I thought she was older. She looks older. All of this, like, I agree. Like, people love to talk about inclusivity and then do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, but no. Like, even... This is why I feel like ASOS has been around for a long time because it's so diverse. Like, you could literally find anything on there. So I just feel like PLT need to do the same. And also, like, as much as I love that they're a bit more modest, a lot of the clips that I've seen, the clothing is a bit basic. Like, not everyone wants to dress like Molly May either.
No, exactly.
Like, what about modest clothing? What if there's some people who are very eccentric, but they're very modest? Like, bright colours, where's all of that? Like, everything is very like, like, come on. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's very niche now.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, that's the part I think may deter them. But may not, because if you need something last minute, it's a good site to go to. Do you get what I mean?
100%,
but that's kind of how I look at it now. It's just a place like, if I really need something, I haven't found something anywhere else, or I need something cheap, I'll just go there.
Yeah, grab a quick
dress or grab a quick something.
Yeah, I definitely, I agree with you. I just think, everybody's all of a sudden rushing to this aesthetic. It's really weird. And I again, I have to go back to Kardashians because they were notorious for doing and then all of a sudden it's just like this Stepford wife, this like, it's a whole different aesthetic. It's so strange. And everyone, it's like the whole world has just all of a sudden jumped onto it. Because you even I've seen it with so many like influencers and artists and people, they've just all of a sudden just
it's like... social media. It's social media. Like, yes, since for as long as I can remember, fashion has always been like that. Like, there's been trends, but social media amplifies it.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like all of a sudden we're seeing everyone because everyone is getting this at the same time.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? True, before, when there was no social media, it may be like, even in parts of London, you can tell what part of London someone was from by the way they dressed.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
things like that. Like,
days.
You could literally do that.
Yeah.
So it just shows you how long it would actually take to travel, because really you would just stay in your ends, and whatever was cool in your ends is what you were rocking.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I mean? Whereas now I can see what's happening in China, in Japan, in South Africa.
Yeah.
If I see their wave and I like it, I'll jump on the wave. Like, I think it's social media that's amplified it so much more.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think individuality is what's missing for me.
Yes.
In this generation of fashion. Is like, everyone just wants to be the same and look the same and act the same and be received the same. Like, and that's something, I'm the total opposite. Like, when so many people want the same thing, it puts me off it.
Yeah.
And then once it dies down, I see like, oh, no one's really on it. I'm like, actually, it was all right, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Like, I'm just that type of person. I don't like things that bare people like. Or like, I don't want to jump. It's just even me and being stubborn as well. Like, I don't like to jump on bandwagons when I know everyone's on it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like,
no, yeah, I hear it. It's true. But
it's icky. It's all like, if you're under 25, fine, because we all went through that type of stage.
Yeah, everyone has to go through it.
But once that, what's it called, frontal lobe fully develops, you should not be continuing to do this. Yeah. Like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, I would hope that once you hit that age, you kind of know either your style already or you know what style you want.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, I feel like regardless it's PLT, they're going to succeed.
Yeah,
so people talk now and will buy tomorrow.
People say the most, but they're always going to buy.
Literally.
From PLT, they're always going to do it. But yeah, do you know what? Everybody hates the stuff. I don't mind it. Mm-hmm. I actually think it's quite nice. But then I am almost 32 years old. Yeah. That phase of me dressing in that certain way has changed. I still was buying things from PLT, but there were moments when I had to look at stuff and be like, Rashida, you're going to be 32 soon. So I would be like, you know what? Maybe this is not my age anymore, but I could appreciate the stuff. But I do like the stuff, but I think a lot of it just makes me sad that a lot of young girls, like at the age of like 20, 21, feel like they have to dress like this.
Yeah.
It's very auntish, like, babe, just go and put on a mini skirt, man. Go and put on a cut. Just it's okay, won't. You're 21.
They're so consumed by others. That's why even the stuff about like people who were really young and they did cosmetic procedures and now that it's not in anymore, they're so quick to take everything out. Like, that is textbook insecurity.
Yeah.
Like, the flags are pinging. It's just nuts. Like, if it's a thing where you're only doing things because it's trendy at the time, you should never do it.
Yeah.
Like, you should want to do something because you've always wanted to do it. And, like, maybe you finally have the access to now. Fine. But this thing of, like, oh, I'll get a BBL because it's in now. And then now that it's not in, you're going under the knife again to get it removed.
That is what is
or, like,
ridiculous
getting filler. Listen, yeah? Have you seen some of the afters of lip filler removal?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is mad.
It's literally like they have loose skin. Like, you see when people who are big, like, they lose a lot of amounts of weight and they have loose skin. Yeah. It's like that for the lips. Like, it's literally dragging. And then they'll have to put something in because otherwise your lips just look like they're hanging. It's nuts. Like, sad, or people, you're getting, what's it called, filler, and then you're like, oh, I have to take it out. You were never meant to get it then. You were literally just doing it because you saw other people doing it. Like, that, I don't think any woman should live their life like that. Yeah. Because you're just putting your health at risk every time. So if BBLs come back now, what are you going to do? Go back and get it again.
And I know those people feel ridiculous because people are actually taking out their BBLs. Like, it's not in fashion anymore.
Oh, me,
why are BBL girls going to get their clothes now? And PLT was like the main one, that maybe Fashion Nova. They can go to
Fashion Nova.
Fashion Nova is very good for people. But I can see Fashion Nova doing a cheeky little change as well.
I'm sure.
Because BBL is slowly coming out. Like, a lot of girls are taking theirs out now. Because I think
I still want mine. I'm sorry. I don't care if it's in or out. I still want mine. Do you know what,
some BBLs do look really good.
Yeah.
I like it when you see someone with a BBL, but you can't really tell it's a BBL. But it looks... I'm trying to think of an example of someone that's got a really good BBL.
To be honest, people probably disagree with me, but I think Kylie Jenner's got an amazing BBL.
I think she's gone fantastic work.
Whoever did her surgery...
10 out of 10 surgeons she's got.
She needs to let that loose.
10. She's got one of the best BBL bodies I've seen. I'm not going to lie,
her one is good. Meg Thee Stallion is good.
Do you know Meg Thee Stallion's had work
She did, it's been confirmed.
Has she?
Yeah, she did. It's been confirmed. She got, like... But the thing is, people hear BBL and they think, like, big ass, small waist, but there's the thing called a skinny BBL as well.
Oh yeah, skinny
where you do like it's just you're changing your shape a bit, but it's more natural. Like, it gives off a more natural effect. That's the one I want.
But like skinny BBL is good. Yeah,
like I've never liked the original where it's like
never
like you're wearing a nappy. Like I never desired to have like a huge, but like I want like a like the arch.
Yeah,
like a little it goes with my body type.
Yes,
that's
it needs
what I want.
to make sense.
Yeah. People are coming looking like Bugs Life.
No,
walking around.
The
like,
other
come on.
day, I went out, I was in a restaurant, and Lord forgive me, I saw a woman with a BBL. First of all, from when she was sitting down, it just looked ridiculous. Like, even in this restaurant, I think she was on a date, right? With a guy. And then there were the restaurant was literally her, a guy, me and the people I was with, and all guys. And as she walked out, all the men turned to look at her, and as she walked past, because I was sitting facing them, they all laughed. And I was just like, look what you've gone and done to yourself for men to be laughing.
Like, you have to go with what is good for you and your body. Yeah. Like, you may look at someone and be like, oh, I want a body like theirs, but you don't have the same frame, you don't have the same height, you don't have the same like width. So your results will not look like the person you're desiring.
Exactly.
So you really do. That's why consultations exist. You have to go to a proper surgeon who will do things based off of your own body rather than just basing it off of someone else.
Yeah.
And then you end up looking silly because it's not for your specific body type. Do you get what I mean? So, yeah, it's sad, but this is just the time that we live in, man. Trends are just going to keep happening.
And people are going to fall for it.
And people are going to fall for it every time.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just going to keep... People are going to keep doing it again and again and again. Like, even now, like, the fact that, like, skinny's back, all of these eating disorders are going to start again. And then people are going to complain about that again. Like, when really, your body type's your body type. Like, do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's
like
okay.
Ozempic to lose weight. It's crazy.
Yeah, like, if you don't actually need Ozempic.
Yeah, there's some people that are taking Ozempic. I don't know. It's just,
but
it's
for
really
once,
mad.
it's so weird. Like, when I was big, I used to get so defensive. But I actually see when people say, like, you are just lazy. Like, you're trying to find everything to lose weight. When everyone knows that diet and exercise is literally
it's the best
way
and it's
to actually
and it's
lose
good
weight
for your body.
But like, we always want the easy way out. So often we'll be like, oh well, this is easy, so I'll do it. Which is fine because, listen, I'm an easy babe. I'm the type of person, work smarter, not harder. Like, I'm not going to work hard if I generally don't have to. But at the same time, I also noticed that, like, there's certain things that the side effects of it is not worth me taking that risk.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, it's not worth it for me to take the easy way out in that aspect.
Yeah.
Like, what I would prefer to do is, like, diet, exercise, get to, like, a size that I want, and then do my skinny BBL to finish it off, and then continue in the gym to maintain it. Because I want to do surgery, one and done.
Yeah.
I'm not the type to be picky and be like, oh, I don't like this part of my hip, so let me go back. I want to do one and done, and that is it.
Yeah.
And then the rest, I'll just spend my whole life maintaining it.
I'm here for a skinny BBL, though.
Yeah, man. It's so nice and natural.
Because some people get really good BBLs. You know who else got a good BBL? Is it Drea?
Oh,
is it Drea?
No, but Drea's always had shape. Are you talking about Bernice Berger? She's got a BBL.
She's got a good one as well.
She's got an amazing one, but she's maintained it in the gym.
Yeah, you have to back. That's
you have to maintain.
Forget that you've got to maintain.
But that's why a lot of them go back for round 2, round 3 because they don't realize. Once you're healed, you have to now maintain this because people don't realize you're putting fat into your ass, but that fat can dissolve.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of it can go and then you won't have as big of an ass as normal. That's why they say to exercise and stuff to preserve as much fat as possible.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will still do the same thing, have the same eating habits, and then when they're gaining weight or they're getting out of shape or even like losing weight and losing their curves, all of that unhealthily, then you're like, oh, it didn't work. You just didn't play your part. Do you know what I mean? But that's the thing, man. There'll always be a group of people like that.
Yeah, definitely.
They will just do whatever the trend is saying.
Yeah.
So, but it's sad.
Right, guys. So, moving on. As many people will know, as they should know actually, because this is something everybody should know, is that when this episode comes out on Friday, the next day, Saturday, the 8th of March, will be International Women's Day. Woo! For all my ladies. Yeah, so it's coming up to International Women's Day, and I've actually been thinking a lot for this year's one, because every time it comes around, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's nice, it's International Women's Day. I've never really made a big deal out of it like I should. But it's just got me thinking about like womanhood and just like being a woman. And one thing that I've been really thinking about, especially as I'm like in like my 30s now, is like my health. A lot of people that know me know that I suffer from lupus, which is an autoimmune disease where basically my immune system gets confused and just like attacks my body. So my body's always in defense mode basically. So it sparked off a lot of issues for me, and I have taken it seriously. and I do. Sometimes I'm like, Rashida, you need to actually relax and chill out. But as of recent, I've just done a lot of like health things. And I was like, do you know what? I really want to talk about it today because I think as women, we really need to like prioritize our health. And I don't think that we should just do it if there's something wrong.
Yeah.
So like, I just think because obviously like I'm so lucky and I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful to God that I've got like doctors that are really on it. So they push me to do everything. Mm-hmm. But I think to myself, like, even if I didn't have health issues, I tell all my friends now, and I've been telling my friends all week, like, guys, we've got to get things checked because it's so like, it's so vital and it's so important for us as women to like really look after ourselves. So by that I mean, and I know a lot of ladies are gonna be like, oh, and we all hate it, but guys, please go and do your smear tests. Like, I cannot stress enough, especially after the past month in my life. Please just go and do your smear test, innit? Like, I know they are horrible, and I hate doing my smear test. I cry. The last 3 times I've done a smear test, I've cried because I really hate them. Yeah, I really don't like them.
Like, because of the pain or like
not
the
even
experience
the pain. It's
general?
just the experience in general. I just find them really invasive because obviously you get in, you open your legs, it's like, yeah, they're just inside of you. And it's mad because when it comes to like other things, I'm like, but when it comes to smear tests for some reason, I'm just like, oh my God, it's a lot. But also I think that I just didn't have great experiences. I think one thing as well that nurses need to do better is just be a bit more patient in those situations, because I haven't had like the last 2 that I did, I didn't have nice nurses, so that made me upset, so that's why I cried.
Oh, but I would close my legs so quick. I'll be like, you need to fix your attitude before you honestly, ever.
Do you know what? I actually wish I could be like that, because some are so, they're just not like, they're not warm.
They're horrible.
Because it's already a horrible process, because I already walk into them a bit nervous. I have to literally psych myself up to go and do them. So I'll like psych myself up, and then I get there and you're already nervous, and obviously they talk to you before like, checking everything in and whatever, cool. And then you go in and they're just like, yeah, can you just take everything off? And then you just lie down and you spread your legs out, and then all of a sudden someone's putting this thing and you scrape.
And you can feel the scrape. You can like, I hate,
oh my God.
You know when you can feel it and hear it, like,
I
don't know why, like, it does something to my ears.
And your
like,
teeth are like,
it's like someone is getting a chalkboard with their fingers and just,
it's just really
I hate the sound, but I 100% agree with you. Please listen to Rashida and go get your smear test.
Please.
To be honest, yes, although it's a traumatic experience for some, it's not that long. Do you get what I mean? Like, we sat there for hours we sat there for a while with perm in our hair, tears down our eyes, but we didn't wash it out because we wanted it straight.
Do you remember when it would burn? Do you know something? Oh my God!
I would literally have tears in my eyes like this, and I'm like, no, I don't want to wash it.
You like this, and you'd be like, no, I'm firm because I need my hair to perm.
My dad even used to shout at me like, just wash it.
That's like my dad never understood. He never got it,
and he hated seeing me in pain. So like, even if you get your braids done and it's tight, and you're like, and he's like, just take them out.
You're like, no, it will get better.
It'll get better.
It will loosen. Yeah, no, it's hilarious, man.
No, but luckily I've actually had like good experiences.
That's really good.
Even the last time I had one, the nurse actually told me like a lot of people have bad experiences, because you even said it as well. You go in nervous.
Yeah.
And then you're tense because you don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
And even especially like if you've had sex before, when you tense, nothing can happen.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, so when I first did it, I was like, oh my God, I heard it's so painful. And she was like, the only reason why it's painful is because people come in nervous and they don't get relaxed enough to do the procedure.
Yeah.
But she said that where she disagrees though, like some nurses just don't have patience. So like they can see someone's nervous, but they don't have the time to calm you down, so they'll just ram it in.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people find it painful. But like, she was proper, like every moment she was like, do you need a breath? Okay, we're gonna do it now. Like, really like she was like, okay, she tells all of her patients who do a pap smear, even if they come in super relaxed, breathe in and out for 5 seconds before she does it.
Oh, wow.
She was like, yep, you have to breathe it out because you have to relax. And then once you relax and it goes in, you're like, oh, okay. It's actually not that bad.
It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, like, but it's a thing that if you're not relaxed, that is when it will be painful.
Mm.
So, yeah, I think it's just to relax your body. I really wish we had Valium in the UK. Do you know
is
what
that
I
the
mean?
thing? Oh, what that rings a bell.
It calms. It's like an American thing
Oh
that
yes,
calms
Americans
your
was
nerves.
like Valium. Yeah.
It's a proper, like, if you suffer from anxiety or like you're panicking, they take it and like it mellows them down. I really wish they sold that here, because I would literally tell every woman, take a Valium before you go to that appointment, because
that before my smear tests, man.
Mate,
because flipping hell.
I would literally say that because you have no choice but to be calm.
Yeah.
Like, your body will probably be screaming. I took it before once when I was in America, but the only thing is, you can't take it a lot.
Yeah.
Type thing, because I've been told that like you just kind of just go like, I don't know how to explain it, but just
yeah,
like you have no emotion.
Oh,
basically,
okay, yeah.
But when I took it the first time, it felt weird because you could feel your emotions inside. It's just not displaying outside.
Damn.
So you see how like if you went into the nurse's office, you could feel like, oh, I feel a bit nervous. I feel like I'm nervous, but you're saying it like that. And if it's like, oh, how are you? I feel a bit nervous.
Okay.
Yeah, but like you're saying it so calm.
Yeah.
But like you feel it a bit, but your body's just not doing it. Like your body's just mad calm. So yeah. But yeah, I would say though, like, try and do something that's a bit relaxing or that you find relaxing or peaceful beforehand. So then you're going in with a calm mindset.
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of psyching yourself out, and then when you get there, you're like this, and then they're trying to force it in, and then that's when all of that, you don't want that. Like,
yeah, it's not.
The key is to be relaxed, but yeah, it's vital. And as well, especially being from the UK, we have to take advantage of the free healthcare that we have.
Yep.
Like,
thank you for saying it.
Because we actually, even me, I was even going to sit here and be like, oh, I've just been so busy to even book my next one. But really and truly, I have to realise that is just an excuse. Yeah. Like, I can make time for other things that I want to make time for. Why can't I make time for that? Do you get what I mean? Like, so we need to really utilise that and take advantage of it, because a lot of other countries don't have that privilege and would have no choice but to go years and years without getting tested because they can't afford it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas we don't have that issue. So at least while it's still like this, do what you can in terms of your health, because one thing about health, we always start to care and stuff when it's too late.
Too late.
Like, don't allow it to get to that point.
Yeah.
Do not. Prevention is always better than cure.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
But like, not even just like smear tests and stuff, I was even wanted to bring up briefly. There was a TikTok I saw of a guy on the podcast. He how hypocritical of me.
I was literally going to say, what would you right now?
No, I am a woman.
No, but that's it. There's something.
Men and women on podcasts are two different things.
Definitely.
So,
agreed.
stop.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but like, he basically went on his podcast. I don't know if he was a guest or it was his podcast, but he basically said that, long story short, endometriosis is not a real disease.
I saw that.
Women are actually making it up.
I scrolled. I said, I'm not even gonna.
And like, people were stitching it with the side effects of their endometriosis, like, and it was so, oh my God, my heart bled for these women. There's so many women, like, they have 3rd-degree burns on their stomach down because of the hot water bottles. The pain is so much that they literally burn themselves with the hot water bottles, or you'll see them screaming in agony, things like that. And even that, like, this is why, one of the reasons why women go off on men, and men love to act like they don't understand why, but it's your ignorance, and then you act like you know everything when really you know nothing. You saying that endometriosis is a fake disease when you will never in your life experience it.
Never.
That's like me saying, oh, being hit in the balls is not that bad.
Exactly.
How will I know? How would I actually know? Like, but yeah, like, that's what annoys me about men a lot. They love to speak on things they know nothing about. Like, stop getting involved in women's business.
Yeah, that was.
You know nothing about it. Like, I even saw another one where a woman actually stitched a video, the video that I'm telling you about, but she was showing how her husband reacts to her, and she was literally like crawling on the floor, screaming, and she's literally like, help me, help me, help me. And her husband is sitting on the couch on his phone and he's like, what are you doing? I promise you, God knows not to, please, Lord, you know your child.
Yeah.
He knows not to bring someone like that into my life because I will fully unalive you.
You have to actually crash out. Yeah,
are you insane?
Yeah,
I will literally grab your balls and twist them and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, literally. Can you?
And I'm that type, like, I'm a tit for tat girly. You are not going to get away with doing shit to me.
Yeah.
And then expecting to just be like, go on about your life. No, you're going to feel the same pain that I'm feeling.
Can you imagine?
It really angered me because, like, and it truly shows you how different men and women are.
Yeah.
Because men really don't have sympathy the way women do. Like, men will only empathize with you when it's happened to them.
Yeah.
So, like, they will never see it from your point of view. And then once it happens to them, then all of a sudden, woe is me and the world is ended and all of that. Like,
oh, yeah, no, I need to win it.
Or, like, them people... Do you remember years ago, it even went viral on TikTok a few times, on that show One Born Every Minute, and it was like a teenage couple, and the boy was mad angry that she wanted an epidural.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh, he was like, we're not getting an epidural.
Guys,
you're not gonna... Well...
thing about me, and let me say right now whilst it's recorded, as soon as I get into that hospital, that's the first thing I'm asking for. That is the first thing.
Listen,
I'm asking
I've always said, I want to attempt to do a natural birth, but I'm also the type of person, like, I'm not the type to want to stick to my guns either.
No, sorry,
like,
I'm not going to stress myself.
If I get there and it's too much, give me the epidural. Like, you do not get a cookie. You don't get paid extra. Your baby doesn't come out healthier if you do it natural. The most you will get is, oh, you did it natural. Oh. That's the most you will get.
People don't even talk, and it's so much, because I was watching Loose Women this morning, yeah, shout out Loose Women, I love Loose Women, yeah. Watched it this morning, they were basically talking about, like, childbirth, and they were talking about how, I think somebody was saying that they felt shame for the fact that they'd, what was she saying? She basically said she'd felt shame for, I think, having an epidural or having a C-section or something like that. And one of the ladies on the panel, she had a child, and she was like, why the hell are people even talking about, you had a child? That in itself is you have carried a child for 9 months, and that child has come out of you. That alone, people don't need to be asked you, how did you have your baby? What did you do? I had a child, innit? Why should that even be?
If the child is here in my arms, I had a successful delivery. Like,
I've carried
what's
that
the difference?
Do you know how difficult? I've never carried a child, but I can just only imagine how difficult it is to carry a human being and breed them and keep them inside of you. Do you know some of the things women go through? I saw a thing on the news the other day. A woman lost her hearing. Yeah. From having a baby, and they did an operation and she could hear again. Yeah. She could not hear for like a year.
People's teeth fall out. Yeah. People's like, it's nuts. It's not so much things happen. Yeah. People have gotten welts and stuff like that because of it's actually insane.
It's a lot.
Like, I'm so sorry. Like, those type of people, even what's it called? I was talking to someone as well that I know who's a parent, and she said some of the most toxic people she's met are mothers. This thing of like, oh, we're mothers, we have to stick together is a lie. Like, they will sit there and judge you for how...
Yeah, even like mum shame.
They will mum shame, they will pregnancy shame, birth shame, postpartum shame. Yeah. Because if you're not breastfeeding, you're not a real mother. All of this, like, you're not taking into consideration. Some women can't express milk for whatever reason.
Some women have health conditions.
Some women have health conditions. Some people have such bad pregnancies that they're forced to have a C-section, an emergency one. Or some people just have a low tolerance for pain and don't want to go through it. Like, fam, every woman is different. I've never understood this thing of like, let's say for example you have a mum and she's like, I want to do it natural, and then the doctors tell her you need a C-section. She's like, no, but I still want to do it. No. Take me into the
and just do it.
My priority is my child. Yeah. As long as you bring me my child alive and healthy, I don't care how the child gets here. You can cut me from my head to my toe, get the child out. Yeah. But this thing of like, a lot of parents don't realize, and I've actually said it before in the podcast, they don't realize like they put their feelings ahead of their children sometimes, but then they will mask it as they're putting their children first. And I feel like that's one of the prime examples of like, oh, I don't want to do it because have anesthesia harms my baby. But your baby is being harmed right now. Yeah. So what do you want? Like, pick one. Do you get what I mean? Like, and I've always said it, adult feelings should never overpower a child's well-being. Ever. Ever. And a lot of parents don't realise that they are doing that.
Yeah.
But then they convince themselves that it's for the child, when really you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, but to go back to the topic of women's health, yeah, like, we really have to take it seriously, because we've been shown time and time again, no one else will.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Men don't understand. Even male doctors don't understand.
Yeah.
And they have been educated, licensed, everything to do this. And they still won't believe you like that when it comes to pain. Even the fact that as women, we still have to work during our period is insanity.
Crazy, yeah.
Because my periods can get really bad.
Same, yeah.
Really bad. Like, I literally can't work a lot of the time during it. And it's like, people don't believe you.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. Like, I really wish I could ball up my pain
and like throw it to you.
Throw it to you so you can feel what I'm feeling, because it's too much. It's too much sometimes. Like, being a woman, it's a lot.
Yeah, no, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Like, our bodies go through so much throughout our lifetime.
Yeah.
It's insane. So the fact that, like, we're still in 2025 and people still aren't taking women's health seriously, it's very concerning to me. Like, because when will it be taken seriously? Because we've shown time and time again how real a lot of our illnesses and diseases are just from being a woman. Like, but it's like people just are choosing not to believe it. That's how I feel. Like, because we have a lot of stuff going on, and I just feel like no one wants to do anything about it.
Yeah.
But that's why we just have to take stuff into our own hands, really.
Yeah, we've got to fight for ourselves. And to go off of your point, we also have to take into consideration the fact that we are black women, and that in itself is a whole other issue. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm really on top of my health. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm just so on top of my health, and I'm so thankful that my doctors are more on it. Because they're the ones that like encourage me to go and like do my smear test. And of course, like, I'll go and do it. And because of like my lupus, basically, I have to go and do them every year. I think it's meant to be every 3 years. Yeah. But I go and do them every year. I personally think it should actually be every year.
I don't know why it's not every year. Because I think
there is so much that can happen in a year. But so I think it's so important to just go and get them done.
Yeah. I feel like it takes that long because the UK, I think I've mentioned it before, they're not a preventative country.
Yeah.
So I feel like in their mind, they've justified every 3 years because they know that from the beginning of the 3 years and the end, if there's going to be something, it will definitely show in year 3.
Yes.
Whereas every year, I'm sure they will have more cases than not where like they're not going to find anything, and then they're going to feel like it's a waste of time.
And money as well.
So like, in a way, it's like, let the issues brew, and then we'll deal with it.
Sort it out, yeah.
Type thing. So I feel like that's why they've done it.
Yeah.
But it really should be every year.
I think it should be every year.
If anything, and it should also be younger than what's the age? 25.
They need to make it
needs
younger.
To be from the moment you're sexually active.
Yeah, I think it needs to be.
You need to tell your GP, and then they need to start booking your.
Yeah. Because I don't know if it's because of the process of how they do it, why they don't want young people. I don't know, but I just think.
But
it should
even
be every
that
year.
though, like, when does your health override everything else?
It's true, yeah.
Because yes, it's traumatic, but it could save your life.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna save my life because I'm gonna be traumatized for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like,
and even
think
then,
of what's worse.
Yeah.
Especially as a medical system.
Yeah.
That's the NHS. You have to weigh out your options, and they don't really. But the thing is, they make more money when we're sick.
That's the thing.
Because I was going to say, if they're preventative, there will be a lot less waiting times.
Yeah.
A lot of people would catch their stuff from early, so the quality of life would be better. But unfortunately, the reality is, pharmaceuticals make money when we're sick. If we're not sick, they don't make money. So they'll rather keep us sick
so
until they can make money, until they can't anymore. they can't wait anymore.
Yeah.
So, and I'm convinced as well, like, they do these scans, they may see something and still won't say.
Well, they might brush it off and make it
brush it off.
serious.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not that bad. And
Exactly.
But I think you just have to fight for yourself. One thing I have learned in my experiences and with my health is you have to fight for yourself.
Yes.
But you also need I'm just so thankful that I've got amazing doctors because they fight for me. So they will like push me to go and do my smear test. And also another thing with smear tests, some people have amazing experiences. Like, it's not always, but I think it's just like the vulnerability that upsets me. And also I have a tilted cervix. Okay, so my cervix is like to the side. They can never find it.
But
so
even that, like, have nurses that specialize in stuff like that. Like, like you said, not everyone's uterus is the same.
Exactly.
Do you get what I mean? So you just ramming it in like everyone's uterus is the same size, all of this. Some people have naturally bigger uteruses, some that curve, some which are tiny.
Yeah.
All of this, like, cater to every woman.
Yeah.
And that's what confuses me about the medical field. You spend nearly a decade learning how to care for others, but then there's also so much you don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it's just a bit, yeah.
I don't want to say what are you learning, but what are you learning?
I don't know. I think it's the system. I don't know what it is.
But yeah, I think it's like it's half like, okay, you need to know this to help, and then half like, this is a business, so this is what you need to do. Whether it's right or wrong, they view it as a business. Yeah. And unfortunately, our lives are in their hands. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It's
horrible.
Hard, but
and also, if you can afford to, try and go private for certain things.
That is one thing that I am working towards.
Literally, it's the best thing ever. Yeah. Like, I low-key, what's it called? I really do want to low-key, like, move away from the NHS and try to be fully private. That's my dream.
It's such a shame, but I think the NHS is so stretched that's why it's become what it's become.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like that.
So
that's
it's no longer,
you want to go private.
It's no longer beneficial.
Yeah.
For my health.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Because even if something is seriously wrong, I'm going to be waiting months just to get some type of scan to see what's wrong.
Yeah.
And then, even that, they may not give you the necessary steps on how to deal with whatever's been found. Whereas, like, private, well, usually it depends. Some scans, they'll give it to you and be like, you have to discuss it with your doctor.
Yeah. But even
and then certain ones, they'll actually come to you and be like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
So it really just depends, but the efficiency of private is what is drawing me to it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, I guess if you have like a chronic illness, yes, you're going to need the NHS, like, and I will never blame anyone for that. But I feel like if you don't, and you could afford to go private, I honestly think, like, the ones who don't should go private to make space for those who do need the help of the NHS way more than other people. Yeah. But the bad thing is, everyone gets selfish. They will have a sneeze and be like, AD!
Yeah, that's...
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
and then because of that,
yeah.
Like, when there's people who are literally waiting in corridors in agony for hours and hours and hours because the person who sneezed once has to be seen.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you know that you don't have any underlying medical conditions, try and go private as much as possible, because number one, you'll be seen, and number two, you're leaving space and facilities, treatments for the people who genuinely and urgently need it. But yeah, people are selfish.
I know, that's the thing. Oh God, it's a lot. But yeah, ladies, please look after yourselves. Yes. Go and do your smear test. Get your breasts checked as well. I did that the other day.
I even need to do that.
Yeah, I got my breast, and even just check it yourself. Like, I was speaking to the nurse there, and she was like, "You can like lie down." She showed me basically how to check them, but she checked them for me. But yeah, that was a whole other thing. But thankfully, everything is okay.
Yes,
the main thing is my doctors are just very precautious. So any little thing, they're like, "Rashida, go here, do this," and I'm very thankful for that. But just because I have a health condition is why I'm able to just get things so quickly. But I think, ladies, please, like, push, try, even check. You can check your breast from home. Go and do your smear test, please.
You can go on YouTube, Google, with a guide on how to do it.
Yeah, just like, do it.
Just do it, man.
Yeah, please.
Honestly, just do it, because you don't know how you could be saving your own life.
Exactly.
And especially if you have children.
Yeah.
do you really want your children to go without a mother?
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to check.
And it is scary. I think a lot of people are scared of what they could be told. A lot of people are scared of things, but everything is kind of just procedure, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to get my breast checked, I was really scared, and then I remember they were like, right, we need you to go to this other part and do an ultrasound and do a biopsy, and I was terrified because I was like, oh my goodness, and the nurse could literally see it in my face, and she was like, Rashida, you are fine, we are just being precautious.
Yeah.
And she was like, you would rather be precautious, and I thought, you know what, Rashida? Yeah, I would rather be precautious. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to suck it up for these 5 minutes and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Your smear test can be done in 5 minutes. Mine just take a little bit longer because, again, I have a tilted cervix. But some of my friends I've spoken to are fine. And a lot of the time, to be honest, it's just me not having the best nurses. But I had a great nurse at my GP, but she can never find my cervix because it's so hard, bless her. She's amazing, though. I never have an issue with her.
Yeah.
She's always like to me, do you want to put me... She was like, you can get your headphones and listen to music. You can take a moment. Like, she is lovely. So I've just not had the best nurses. Yeah. But literally, guys, it's not even 5 minutes and it's done.
Yeah.
And you would rather that and you're done. And then you don't have to do it again. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's just 5 minutes. And yeah, just go and do them, guys, please.
And the thing is, like, although I understand that people, they're scared to go because they're scared of the results they might get, you're going to get those results regardless if something is there.
Exactly.
Do you get what I mean? Like, you'll rather get it when you can do something about it than when it's too late and then you're like, okay, I'll do it now. Yeah. Do you know how many people I know, God forgive me, and like, I low-key want to shake them, but it's so sad. Like, you'll be telling them for years, you need to get checked. I think something is wrong. I'm fine. And then the doctor tells them you're dying and they're like, okay, I'll do the said.
Yeah,
it's too late,
you never want it to get to that point.
It's too late.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, come on.
And then like, it's not even the time to be like, I told you so.
Yeah.
But like, in my head, I'm thinking, what the fuck did you just listen to me? Like, you wouldn't be in this position.
Yeah.
So you have to think, that's how I get through appointments. Because a lot of the time, it's not because I don't want to hear the result. It's just, I either forget or I'm too lazy. But then I remember, like, if there is something wrong, whether I find out now or later, the result is going to be there. Do you get what I mean? But I don't want to get to that point, like you said, where now when I'm ready to look at options, it's too late. I have no options. Yeah. I just have to wait to die. Like, I don't want that. Like, so I would rather do it now. And to be fair, maybe I'm just weird, but now I just get numb. So like, if there's like a scare or like, for example, they'll say like, oh, you need a biopsy. I'll just be like, okay. And then, because now I try not to psych myself out. Yeah. I'm just like, okay, if there's something wrong, I'll deal with it when I'm told. But like, for now, there's nothing wrong. Yeah. Like, that's how I convince myself. So I'm like, okay, fine. And then they'll be like, oh, it's just a precaution. I'll be like, okay. Yeah. Because I don't know, deep down in my initial mind, I feel like I'm actually alright. Like,
yeah, and more time you are. Like, a lot of the time you are.
A lot of the time you
just have to get through the process. They're just checking, and you would rather they check and then they come back and tell, yeah, everything's fine. You move on with your life. It's fine. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. Just go and get yourselves checked out, ladies. Please. Please. That is my message for International Women's Day. Shout out all the girls.
Come on, man.